Hello, this is Katerina, and I'll bring you the energy update for this week and the light language to go with it. And what a kickoff we had this week. For some countries, the lunar eclipse was in the middle of the night on Sunday, for some on Monday morning. And boy, I could really feel the intensity of a Scorpio lunar eclipse. And I've seen a really funny post. Oh my God, what a weekend. Friday the 13th, Mercury in retrograde and a lunar eclipse in Scorpio all in one weekend. And I see the funny side of it because just as a side note, Friday the 13th is actually a really lucky day, because 13 represents the divine feminine, 13 cycles of the moon, 13 feminine cycles a year. And Friday is actually the Freya energy, the Nordic goddess of love and war. And so the more you embrace the divine feminine energies, it's actually one of the really positive days a year. And I had massive, tremendous downloads the entire weekend about divine feminine power. And the theme for this lunar eclipse, which will carry out throughout this week, is passion, power and purpose. And I really felt that, because stepping into your divine power as a female isn't always the most natural thing to do. If you remember your past life, or it's vivid in your field, you know, you didn't always live a happy, long life. It's mostly been cut short through rather traumatic events. And for many women, also expressing your truth, your wisdom, your light is challenging. And that lunar eclipse in Scorpio really went deep into it. Where is that sitting within you that you need to release, that you fully embrace who you already are, the glorious being of light? And my guides assure me we've fared really well this entire weekend. So many are bringing in much higher codes, much higher frequencies. You may have felt extremely intense ascension symptoms. I'm usually wired to the moon as well as the sun, but with intense full moons. And that was, I think, a super blood moon lunar eclipse. That means a super moon is even more amplified, as well as being a retrograde, as well as being an eclipse. And since Friday, I felt like my whole higher chakras were extremely on fire. And for all of you who receive their energies mainly through the higher chakras, I was along a migraine for 4 days non-stop, and I thought, oh my God. And at the same time, these intense downloads are coming in. And my guide said this weekend and throughout the week, we are still in the process of receiving quantum shifts. And I mean, that's really exciting, especially when you're out the other side and you've integrated them and they're up and running and working. And I was asking, because I could feel the upgrades are much higher than normal. And they said no, because of the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse, or the galactic energies that are ramping up, and so many more beings on Earth being willing to receive those higher upgrades. That's why it's quantum. And Lord Melchizedek gave me a massive download on Friday as well, which I will share more in depth on Friday in the activation. You will also receive all of these codes. And it's about the alpha and the omega. That means you reach the highest level as well as the deepest. Alpha being, say, heaven, and omega being the earth. And we are now bringing the seventh heaven to earth. So if you still bear with me and you feel resonating with these messages, you're also one of the bringers of the seventh heaven. And that means 7D is overall anchoring on earth. The ley lines at the moment are being charged with that 7D frequency through conduits like you and me. The trees play a big role, the whales and dolphins, the elephants really strongly create that higher frequency and passing it through on the land for the animal kingdom, and the whales do that in the water for all the aquatic life, and then trees and humans do it for this realm. So what a team we are. And the emotional stir up where relationships may feel topsy-turvy, all of that is about to settle in within the next couple of days. Today, the moon is in Sagittarius. It's a fire sign, and that can help to clear through all these deep emotional purges. And the energetic purges have been tremendous recently. The solar eclipse was bringing in beautiful codes for the divine masculine, the lunar eclipse for the divine feminine, and now we are in this unification process and dissolving inner separation within ourselves, reaching out for one another. At the same time, the Essene have stepped massively forward. Yeshua, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, they all going to come through on Friday. I don't know through how many realms I will all of you guide through, from inner earth, the Alban, Gaia, the Lemurian codes, the whales and dolphins, the Essene, Lord Melchizedek, Thoth, Ashtar, twin flame, sacred relationship activations, the High Council, and that's what my guides remind me right now. Really, we are in a time where the solar eclipse helped to bring in the mastery of your past. The lunar eclipse, which is still running through this week until the end of May, is bringing in your future potential, where you're going, where you're expanding towards. And many of you will feel you are able to step up, whom you're reaching, whom you're connecting with. My guides brought in new power animals for me as well, going back to very ancient times on Earth. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a really mighty energy to work with. And they're like, yeah, enjoy, you know. So we all are also receiving a grounded team to help us integrate it, bring it in, and bring these high frequencies forward. And my guides are just saying the energies will go lighter as the week progresses. So that intensity from that lunar eclipse, that's really that enormous magnetic pull, is going to subside, and you feel like, all right, I've been through the storm. Now, who am I? What happened? Where am I going? And for many of you, when you go through those really intense purges, simultaneously upgrades, you will look different as well. You can feel your energies are shifting. People saying, wow, you look younger, more vibrant. What's happening with you? And that's really when we release these vast densities. And Gaia is really saying the rise of the divine feminine is increasing, and she herself is fully anchored. You know, she is so anchored in there's only one way, and the way is up. And we will work interdimensionally. And I got a download while I was in the lakes from the Alban Kingdom about how we co-create in the new earth, and that respect for all life forms, and yeah, and they're saying respect for the magical realm that is here. And for all of you who are resonating with these messages, you will also enter those magical frequencies and realms. And I've heard from those who participate in the activations that they said, oh my God, the magic is tangible. Now sometimes I'm seeing it and feeling it when I'm in nature. I get different forms of communication. My psychic levels are going through the roof. So I'm so glad all of you who resonate with that, you will find your way to, or it's like the way is easier paved with the support in a group and the light codes and activations. And overall, as a world, we are, we're going into the light. You know, we really are leaving vast density behind us. And my guides also said with this eclipse season, as I said, it's still running to end of May. By then it will be fully settled and integrated. We have shifted vast quantities of density and past frequencies and matrix realms and programming. And I can see that in my client sessions as well, where I'm allowed to increase people's range of frequencies they can work with. I'm allowed to clear density, and that so much more beauty is coming forth for who they truly are, what they are here for. And seeing that in action, it is so reassuring that we are already in a much more expanded frequency field. And now I'm so excited to bring in the light codes for this week, and the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse code, the unification, the inner divine harmony. So as per usual, you may just wish to ground and center yourself, a couple of deep breaths into your heart, and then connecting with all the beings of the high vibration, the golden web of life. And I call upon the highest and greatest good of all to come through now. Niwashke kisi si na maha mi yana na ma sia ki ishka sa na maha niwe sa na maha niwe se na maha iwa shishi kiki sa na ma iwa kikina iwa kiki se na maha Niyash kiki sisi namaha. Niyash kiki sisi namaha. Iwa kiki sasanama. Miyash kaka sasanamaha. Niwina. Niwina iana kiki nanamasa. Ash kiki sasana namaha. Ash kiki sasana namaha. Niwe sese kiki nana maha, ashkiya sasana namaha, ashkiya sasana namaha, niya kiki sese namaha, niya kiki sese namaha. Ui kiki sasana namaha, miwi kiki ishka ka sasana maha, niwa kiki nana masa, niwa kiki nana masa, iwa sisi nana maha, iwa sisi nana maha. Iwash kiki sisi nana maha, miwa sisi namaha. Miwa sisi nana maha, kiash ki sisi nana maha, si nana masakiana. Om. Om. Aka, aka, aka. Aka, aka, aka. Blessed be, so mote be, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, we started with the galactics, and they are working on our unification, the caduceus. And they were also saying the Kundalini energies are going through the roof. So if you feel your Kundalini energy in the bottom of your spine being really fired up, that's part of what's going on at the moment. The more you expand your higher levels, often that goes alongside with the activation of the Kundalini energy. And that's also far more predominant now for men. The awakening for men into higher frequencies is really, really on the rise. And that's so beautiful to experience. So that coming together, that unification is really underway. Then Gaia came in really reassuring. I love you, I hold you, I support you, you're nourished, I got this. She was really, and I felt like she was holding our faces like, you don't need to worry, I really, really got this with you. We really come out the other side, no worries. And then Mother Mary came in, soothing, loving, reassuring, and we as the Essener are so strong at the moment because we have paved that way. We know that journey, and we will continue to support all of you on your journey to really step into your full mastery, to bring in these highly advanced codes. And we are a huge group supporting you on that journey. And then Lord Melchizedek came in, activating the Alpha and the Omega, the above and below. That was really intense, and he was also sending an ascension blessing. And then the Alvin came in, and they were like, "Oh my God, you talked about it, so we can come in." And they brought in codes of joy and magic, and then the whales came to help us ground it all in. So I wish you now a most beautiful week with the unification. I hope to see you on Friday the 20th for the May activation, where we bring all of these codes into one through so many realms. Massive quantum upgrades are awaiting you. If you feel called to join us, I welcome you from all my heart. We are going to be a beautiful group from beings all around the world, sharing those high, exciting ascension frequencies. And yeah, a beautiful week to all of you. Blessed it be, so mote it be. Thank you.